Welcome to the Speaking Deacon Show. This is David Lawson. Also, some people know me as the American Hoochie Man. So we're going to dive right into it. Okay, let's dive right into it. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about the Wake Forest SMU homecoming coming up this weekend. So Wake Forest is so let's tell you about it. So this is actually segment one, homecoming heat. DEACS hosts SMU point test of faith. The lanterns are lit, the banners are flying, and the echoes of past stories hum through the trees of Wake Forest campus. It's homecoming, and the Demon Deacons are set to host SMU in a showdown that feels more like a sermon than a football game. Wake Forest enters the matchup as a 3.5 point favorite underdog. A whisper of doubt in the eyes of Vegas, but a roar of belief in the hearts of the faithful. SMU arrives with speed, swag, full of power. But the Deeks, they've got something deeper, a home crowd, a legacy, and a hunger to turn testimony to triumph. This ain't just a game, said a fan. Gold. It's a reckoning and it's a revival. So homecoming, Wake Forest versus SMU. Wake Forest 4-2, and SMU 3-0. So here's our recap for week 8. Cal over UNC. You called it. The Tar Heels tripped it again. UConn over Boston College. Virginia over Washington State. Wahoo's was within the upset, and they did. Washington State almost upset Virginia. SMU over Clemson. The Mustang Gallop past the Tigers. Penn over Syracuse. The Panthers clawed their way to a solid W. And the upsets of today is actually Louisville over Miami. And then Georgia Tech tripped up Duke. And Stanford upset Florida State. That's Florida State's, I think, 14th straight ACC loss, or 9 straight. I'll get it straight here in a minute. I thought it was 9, but it's 14. I'll have to check it out. But anyway, don't hold me to that. So my season totals for the last 8 weeks is 60-23. That's 72.3%. So let me find my week 9 preview. So so we have Cal going to Virginia Tech, Syracuse going to Georgia Tech, UNC. Virginia actually is going to UNC. Wake Forest has homecoming versus SMU. North Carolina State will travel to Pitt. Stanford will travel to Miami. And Louisville and Boston College will play. Does the cards keep soaring? Let's see if they do. Open date. Clemson, Tigers on pause. Duke, Blue Devils regrouping. And so will Clemson. Florida State is also needs to regroup after losing to Stanford in a shock. So next segment will be letting you know the top 25 AP poll, and then we'll let you know of the Vegas ESPN predictions. You know their spread and all that stuff. So let's take you um, to the predictions first. So we all know that Friday, October 24th, California will be at Virginia Tech. The spread, they got Virginia Tech by 4.5. And then Saturday, we got a full slate of games. We got 12 o'clock p.m. on ESPN. Syracuse will be at Georgia Tech, who's number 7 in the country right now. Georgia Tech is a 17.5-point favorite over Syracuse. Then at 12 p.m. on AC Network, we got Virginia and North Carolina. They are a 10.5-point favorite over North Carolina. North Carolina continues their skid with a loss to Cal last week. Then we have at 12 p.m. on the CW Network, SMU will be at Wake Forest. They got this game being close. The spread is SMU 3.5. Then at 3:30 p.m. on AC Network, they got North Carolina State at Pitt. Pitt is a 6.5-point favorite. They kind of figured this game might be somewhat close, but Pitt may just pull away from it in the fourth quarter or maybe in the second half. But then the later games in the evening will be 7 p.m. I'm sorry. I think I skipped the SMU Wake Forest. SMU is a 3.5-point favorite. Okay. Stanford will be at Miami at 7 p.m. Miami's a 29.5-point favorite over Stanford. That's kind of a big spread there. Don't know about that one. Then we got Boston College at Louisville. The spread is like 25.5. Louisville over Boston College. That sounds about right. I have a habit of skipping sometimes. So I think I got everybody. Let's go to the AP poll. So there is change at the top. No, there's no change at the top. I'm sorry. That's in the power rankings, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Ohio State is still number 1. Indiana moved to number 2 after Miami lost. Miami moved all the way to 9. Texas A&M is at 3. Alabama's at 4. Georgia's at 5. Oregon's at 6. These all went up. These are the teams that went down after their loss. Ole Miss is at 8. Miami's 9. Vanderbilt has went up. They're number 10 at 61. They're bowl eligible. BYU's at 11. Notre Dame's 12. And Oklahoma's 13. They all went up. Texas Tech is down they're down to 14, but they're 6-1. Most of these teams are bowl eligible. Texas Tech, I says, are 14. Missouri's 15. Virginia's a 16. They went up. Tennessee's a 17. They went slightly down. South Florida is slightly up. They're 18. Louisville's 19. They wasn't ranked. It's the first time, so they put them in there at 19. LSU's at 20. Cincinnati's at 21. Texas is at 22. They went down after a loss. They're 5-2. Illinois 23. Arizona 24. Michigan 25. Just entered the rankings. They haven't been ranked this year yet. So others that received votes: USC, Utah, Tulane, Houston, Navy, San Diego, James Madison, Boise State, TCU, and Minnesota. Dropping from the rankings with USC, Memphis, Utah, and Nebraska. So here is the ACC Big Time rankings. I got Georgia Tech at number 1, Virginia Tech at number 2, Louisville number 3, Duke number 4, Pitt number 5, SMU 6, Miami 7, Wake Forest 8, Cal 9, NC State 10, Virginia Tech 11, Clemson 12, Syracuse 13, Florida State 14, Stanford 15, UNC 16, and Boston College is at the bottom at 17. If y'all can agree with that or not, y'all can make your comments. So now we'll we're going to try to remove this. So now we'll go to my picks. That's the ones that I picked. Here are my week 9 picks. Friday, I'm picking Cal over Virginia Tech. Saturday's games: Georgia Tech over Syracuse, Virginia over UNC, Wake Forest over SMU, Pitt over NC State, Miami over Stanford, and Louisville over Boston College. And you see the open date buys are Clemson, Duke, and FSU. They're not playing this week. So last week was a kind of a weird week. And so this is going to be a short video of about 15 minutes. So I want to take a minute to express my concerns over the firings that have been taking place over college football. First of all, I just agree with them firing James Franklin on short notice, and there's other coaches also that have been fired, and one of them, like Florida State, Napier, that was the right decision to make. And but these other firings, was okay. But the one that I was most concerned about was the James Franklin. And that's what getting the heat. Everybody's giving Penn State the heat over James Franklin being fired over the short notice. But but James Franklin said that was okay. He'll just go somewhere else and win a national championship or wherever he chooses to go. So there's one that's open, still in the ACC, and that's Virginia Tech. They're still searching. Some of them has thinks that maybe Shane Beamer might be picked to be the next Virginia Tech coach. But how about James Franklin? I mean, he may go to Virginia Tech. I mean, there's a lot of names out there. So we'll just see how that happens and how that works out. So anyway, that ends the Speaking Deacon show for this week. Not a lot going on, not a lot to be said. We're in about halfway through the season right now. Basketball season is upon us, and there's a lot of talk about basketball, but right now I'm going to close this Speaking Deacon show and tell you thank you for all the support. And if you'll just push the like button and subscribe, and just to let you know that you're seeing this and that you like the content. And if there's anything else that I could do to improve it, just let me know, and I'll add it to it. But anyway, this is David Lawson, also known as the American Hoochie Man on TikTok. And you can catch me on Facebook, YouTube X. YouTube is where I put most of my content like this on the Speaking Deacon show. So y'all have a great day, and may God bless you, and have a great week. Hope your team wins.